guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome and thank you for returning. Don't forget to click the notification bell and the subscribe button. That way you are updated when I upload new videos like this. Today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial that I did on my best friend for Best Friend's Day. And that's my husband in the mirror. He was putting up a backdrop in my new studio for me. So let's get started. To start her off, I am going to fill in her brows, and I'm using the ColourPop Brow Boss in the shade Dark Brown. This is going to help me kind of carve out her shape before I go in with the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the color Ebony. So to apply this, I am using a MAC 266 brush, and then I'm brushing it out with a spoolie brush. And I'm just reapplying it to kind of give it that depth and that density that it needs. But the spoolie brush is going to allow me to brush it out and maintain that natural look for her, because I don't want her to look like she's walking around with Sharpie brows. So yeah, that's kind of my technique, and it really worked out for her, because as you can see before, she really didn't have any brows. They're very sparse, and then she kind of shaves them off to kind of create the shape that she likes. So yes, that's how I created her brows. If you guys want a brows tutorial, let me know and I can definitely post that. I know some people were asking on Instagram. Here I'm going to go in and carve out her brows and kind of give her that clean, fresh look using the Haley's Revive Concealer Cream. And this is in the shade Medium Tan Warm. So I've been using Haley's for a while now, probably since like last summer, and I really enjoy their products. So I'm going to use a couple of their products in this tutorial because I incorporated them into my kit, because it's just a really good brand. So I'm going in with the concealer brush and I'm cleaning up the top and the bottom. Now I'm going to go in with my all-time favorite eyeshadow base. This is MAC Soft Ochre. This does not crease. It allows the eyeshadow to be vibrant and does not make it oxidize. You can honestly use these alone as an eyeshadow for something that's really quick. So I'm just going to buff that out and blend it so it's very smooth and thin on her lid. Then I'm going to go in with the Makeup Obsession palette, and this is the Be in Love With palette. And the first shade that I'm using is Beloved, and I'm popping that on her outer V and into her crease. And this is just going to warm up her crease a little bit to prep it for the other colors. Here I'm going in with Soulmate, and Soulmate is more of that warm orangey brick brown color. And then I am going to go on top of that using BEAU, and just to give it a little bit more depth. And here I'm applying Adore, and then on top of that I'm going to put Treasure, and Treasure is going to tone down the powderiness of Adore, because Adore is a little bit too powdery for her skin tone. Now this is where the magic happens. Everyone on Instagram was asking me about how I created her eyes, and this is why I'm doing this tutorial. Luckily I recorded it that day. I'm taking the Inglot gel liner in number 77, as you saw, and then I scraped off some of MAC's Chrome Yellow and mixed it with Inglot's Duraline, and I went over top of that to create that yellow that was in her inner corners. And look what happened. She was being, actually my husband was talking too much and she opened her eyes to give him a look, and it messed up. Yeah. So here's another Haley's product that I really love. This is the Refine Primer, and this puts me in the mind frame of Benefit's Professional. It has the same consistency. It really does hold oil very well, but it does not dry you out. Now I'm going to go and cover up some of her hyperpigmentation using the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette, and this is in dark. I'm using the orange shade in there just to kind of give her a smooth canvas. And foundation of choice is the MAC Studio Fix foundation, and her color is NC45. Then I'm going to go back into that Pro Conceal and Correct palette. I love this palette because it's so versatile. I use this as foundation sometimes. Here I'm going to use it for her as a sculpting palette. So I'm going into the NW55 shade as her sculpting, and then I'm gonna go into NC50 as her medium color. And if you guys don't know what that is, that's just like an even color between her natural skin tone and her highlight to kind of warm her up just a bit. And then before blending it out, I sprayed it with the Mario Badescu lavender spray. Now, I do not recommend using that spray for a client because a lot of people are allergic to lavender and rose. So I would just say be careful of those fragrances when you're using it on a client. And I'm just going to blend it all out with the Beauty Blender because it makes it a lot more seamless if you go in with the Beauty Blender after using a brush. So I have more of that Haley's concealer on the back of my hand, and I'm just going in to brighten her up just a little bit underneath her eyes. I want to use the same concealer that I use under her brows just to keep everything seamless, and we're not using two different shades because her highlights should not be different colors. So I also apply that under the corners of her mouth because she has very thin lips and she likes that pouty look. And she wanted to go for something a lot different from her norms, so that's why I did that. And I'm just blending that out with the Beauty Blender. Of course, this is damp. Who agrees with me? The Pink Beauty Blender is the best beauty blender ever. Like, nothing beats it. So yeah, I actually set her with the RCMA No Color Powder, and then I'm going in and dusting it off using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Golden. And here I am setting her sculpt areas with Dark Deep and the Mineralized Skin Finish as well. I love the Mineralized Skin Finish because it just gives it a more hydrated look and it doesn't look powdery and cakey, especially if you have dry, dehydrated skin, which she's a little bit on the combination side, more dry, but in certain areas she's dehydrated. So for her highlight, I'm going in with the My Mimi highlighter, and this was by the Mariah Carey collection. That was limited edition, but if you don't have that, you can definitely use Gold Deposit. And I'm just popping this in her inner corners as well and underneath her brow bone. I think this look came out really, really good on her. It kind of made her look a little bit different, but she still looked like herself. I think it was the lips that did it for me, and you guys will see that in just a second once I complete the lip, if you haven't seen the picture on Instagram as yet. So this is my hands down all-time favorite liquid liner. This is MAC's Brush Stroke. They did a phenomenal job when they made this liner or came out with the brush. It just goes on so easy. So for blush, I'm using the Extra Dimension blush in Faux Show, and yes, this is by MAC. And then I popped on some Ardell 113 lashes. I love these lashes. These are like a step up from the Wispies. And set her with the Morphe setting spray. I do not like this spray for myself, but for my clients, it works really, really well. And I also top that off with the Ben Nye Final Seal spray. That's my ride or die. I put that on everyone. Everyone loves it because it makes their makeup stay forever. So here is where her lip transformation comes in. I overlined her lip, not too much, slightly, but just enough to give her a difference with MAC's Cork liner. That's my favorite brown liner. And that brown liner is really good for her because Bittersweet and Chestnut is just too dark and too red. So here, this is another Ride or Die palette of mine, the Anastasia lip kit, and I use the colors 11 and mix it in with 1. And I mix all the time, as you guys can see. This is just, I don't use anything else. And then I topped her off with Anastasia's Sunset Strip Lip Gloss, and this is the finished look. It looked so, so pretty. I really like it. So if you guys like videos like these, if you guys want to see more of my work in my studio, then let me know, and I'll try to see if I can record some clients as I'm transforming them. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.